Coming from the other corner is the #2 ranked boxer in the world, the tournament's 2nd seed, Nouchka Fontijn. #1 and 2 squaring off in the gold medal bout. The forecasters got the form book right. Nouchka Fontain's 4th appearance at a World Championships, and this is her best ever performance. She's gone one better at least than the bronze she earned in Jeju, South Korea 2 years ago. This promises to be a fascinating contest. 2 tall boxers.
I haven't actually seen Claressa box, apart from yesterday for maybe a year or so, but she impressed me with her speed, her power and her explosiveness. I think she performed really well.
See, it's Fontijn who enjoys the advantage in height. Claressa Shields so explosive. So the opening bell sounds in this battle for middleweight gold. Both of these boxers through to Rio 2016. Claressa Shields, the American representative wearing red, is the reigning defending world champion. Nouchka Fontijn, the Netherlands boxer, wearing blue. Picked up a world championship bronze 2 years ago in Jeju, South Korea. So she's in the midst of her best ever run at a world championships in what is her 4th appearance at a world championship tournament. And this promises to be one of the highlights of the entire championship final day. #1 and 2 seeds going at it for world championship gold.
No prizes for guessing the tactics here for both of these boxers. Fontijn, she's got to box at range and keep those punches nice and straight with the jab and long, straight right hand. And the odd right uppercut when Shields closes that gap. Shields, on the other hand, she's got to get inside that long lead of her opponent. And look at that, the explosiveness that you talked about, Tash, earlier. That's what she's got to do here. That right hand over the top and that left up follow. But she's got to get the feet in quick, hasn't she, and close that gap down.
Yeah, Nouchka's actually doing her job for her by coming forward and closing down the space. So if she can be quick enough and get a shot off like she was there, exactly on cue, she'll be trying to hit Nouchka.
Good right hand to the body from Shields. The right hand that followed immediately over the top wasn't too far away either.
And in this situation, Ronald, Fontijn has got to hit the target with the jab. What Tash is talking about, boxing at range also. If she misses the target, then she does the job for her because she's going to lean forward. If you miss the target, that makes it easier for Shields. So Fontijn, when she throws that jab out, she must hit the target and maintain that gap.
Shields has been targeting the right hand to the body, and she's had a fair amount of success with that. Good 1-2 combination from Fontijn. Shields come back with a forceful jab though, but fighting out of that corner, getting a couple of cuffing right hands over the top. But Fontijn letting languid punches flow as she backed Claressa Shields into the corner.
It's not often you see Claressa Shields on the back foot and with her back against the ropes.
See if we can listen in to Billy Walsh.
You've seen glimpses of what Shields can do, but I think it was a fair round for Fontijn. At the end, she started to land with that long, straight right hand. This is where Shields is at her best, when she closes the gap down. But Fontijn, see, that's when you fall short. If you fall short, and then look at that. Shields has brought her on. That's that right hand to the body.
So the opening round scored unanimously in favour of Shields. Fontijn perhaps will be encouraged by the performance she produced in that opening session. Can she build upon that? We move into the second round, and it's a bright start by the boxer wearing blue. Nouchka Fontijn conceded the opening session unanimously, but she was boxing, as we're seeing here, letting good straight shots go.
I think the judges were fairly generous to Shields in that round. I thought it was quite a close round, to be quite honest.
I was with you, Richie. I thought Nouchka had a good start to the round, coming out with behind the jab, and I thought she had the better shots as well.
You see Claressa Shields, the first 2 jabs fell short, but the third one perhaps did get through, a triple jab in explosive fashion. She was countered though by Fontijn, who pivoted away to the space of centre ring. After being forced backwards in the closing stages of the opening round, Shields now trying to get on the front foot, but still having a difficult time negotiating the long straight shots being pushed out by Fontijn.
And Fontijn, crucial ring position here. She's got to stay in the centre of the ring. You go back to the ropes, and that really allows Shields then to close that gap down. Look at that, you see. That's what I'm talking about.
Two thunderous right hands from Claressa Shields, driving Fontijn backwards. She gets back to distance and just beyond punching range to allow her head to clear, because she had her bell rung solidly there.
And she's just
southpaw left from Claressa Shields. As Fontijn was coming in, she sat back and waited and walked her right onto the shot. Good left hand from Fontijn before the boxers came together.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. And Nouchka's coming in, and she's missed. She's not throwing any shot and missing.
Missed the target.
And missed the target, and she countered over it, and that was an excellent backhand and a hook.
Left hook's been nudged in as the boxers are at close range. Cracking right hand around the corner once more, ×2 for Claressa Shields. Difficult round in that second half for Nouchka Fontijn.
The speed and power behind that backhand is unbelievable.
Tough girl, you know, this girl, Fontijn. She took a couple of good right hands there. She got a slap off her coach as well for her troubles. But yeah, good round for Shields. Fontijn started well with that right hand. That was a lovely shot and keeping her distance. But Shields soon closed the gap down, didn't she? And the explosiveness, she's very, very dangerous. Shields there, lovely work there. Body and head, switch of attack.
Well, judges B and C scoring that second round for Fontijn when she shipped some enormous punishment.
I find that quite amazing.
It never ceases to amaze me, it never.
So we're into the second half of this 75-kilogram middleweight final that is somehow even for judges B and C. 1 round apiece, 19 points apiece, because I say somehow because Claressa Shields had a dominant second half to the second round, landing some really big punches. The right hand around the corner and then a southpaw left. Good left uppercut, catching Fontijn as she was coming in. But Claressa Shields put some real power on her punches. Fontijn took them all, but still managed to take that round for judges B and C.
And that's where she needs to be, Fontijn. Just throw them big, long levers out and keeping Claressa at the end where she can't attack.
As long as she's in the space of the ring, the centre ring, where she's got full range of movement. If she goes back onto the ropes, you see the movement's restricted. She can only go left or right. Her feet will come square. Look how square she is now. And that's when Shields will get her. So she's got to keep moving as Fontijn behind those straight punches.
Good long lead left hand from Fontijn. Coming forward once again with another salvo. An explosive burst to Shields. Many of them weren't effective, but a couple of them were. Left hook on the retreat. And Claressa Shields got a bit of a problem with her bandana here. I'm sure if the referee sees that, it's going to require some running repairs. Good right hand around the corner. Long looping right and then a jolting left jab from Shields. Eye-catching pot shots now from the boxer wearing red. Still no attention being paid to that head guard deep into this third round.
There was a section in that great backhand.
Cracking right hand once again, and then the same shot followed up from Shields. Same shot again, but then
with a hook.
Fontijn coming back with an eye-catching single of her own. Furious exchange in the closing stages of this third round, but a cracking right hand around the corner once more. Stout punch resistance being demonstrated by Nouchka Fontijn because she took several hard single right hands from the reigning world champion.
What I was saying before she threw them backhand was that there was a point there where Fontijn was in trouble and she had her back towards the rope and she just quickly turned Claressa around, and then all of a sudden Claressa Shields was in the position that she didn't want to be.
Explosive work again from Shields. Right hand over the top, there it is there. That's a super punch. And Fontijn did well to recover from that. And again, look there, different angle. Shields just missed with the couple that followed, but the right hand very dangerous indeed.
And Claressa Shields taking the third round across the board, so it's a 3-point lead for Judge A and a 1-point lead for Judges B and C. So if Nouchka Fontijn can take this fourth and final round on a 10-9 margin, would go to countback. There's everything to fight for in this fourth and final round of the 75-kilogram women's middleweight final. Nouchka Fontijn trailing by 1 for Judges B and C, 29 points to 28. It's a 3-point advantage, 30-27 for Judge A in favor of the reigning world champion Claressa Shields. But there's been some strange scoring in evidence in this contest and indeed throughout the tournament. So Fontijn, well, she's got an opportunity here to get herself into that gold medal position. Claressa Shields, remember, has just lost just once in her entire career. She lands another good right hand, and that was to Great Britain's Savannah Marshall during the course of the 2012 World Championship. Savannah Marshall went on to take gold, and that's the only loss on the resume of Claressa Shields.
Shields is probably waiting a little bit too long there. That was nice downstairs. She worked well, but she's probably just waiting a touch too long. She's got to trigger the attacks from Fontijn. Fontijn's boxing well at distance here. She's getting the tactics right, but for me, Shields has got to do a little bit more.
Shields waiting, and that is a dangerous game to play given the state of this contest. By having those periods of inactivity, well, what are the judges scoring? She might land an eye-catching single now and again, but by appearing to be negative, she lands a good double left hand there, though. Has she given away that portion of the round? It's going to be interesting to see how the judges score it.
And see again, Nouchka quickly turns Shields, and now Shields is in the corner where Nouchka was.
So, who can produce a big finish in the closing 20 seconds or so?
It's a lovely counter right hand there from Fontijn. Got the timing right.
Big right hand from Shields in response, and another one once again. She's taken some big single right hands during the course of this contest. She has taken them all, but remember, in the second round, where Shields had particular success with eye-catching right hands of the single variety, Judges B and C scored that round in favor of Nouchka Fontijn. She had similar success with the right hand here in round number 4. There were periods of inactivity. The American corner are confident that she'll be crowned as the world champion once again, but we're going to have to wait and see what the judges say.
That was a cracking bout, probably by far the best bout of the finals so far.
So Claressa Shields raises her right hand in anticipation of being crowned world champion for the second successive time. Let's get the official announcement. And she has done it. Claressa Shields jumps for joy. She has successfully retained her World Championship gold medal at the conclusion of a cracking contest against the tournament number 2 seed, Nouchka Fontijn. Claressa Shields dancing with delight. The reigning world champion has successfully retained her crown, and she will go to defend her Olympic title in Rio later this summer as the reigning world champion. Now a 2-time world champion after another dominant run during that tournament. That's why she's holding up that gesture, because Claressa Shields has made it 2 world titles in succession. The number 1 ranked boxer in the world, the tournament number 1 seed, occupying her familiar position on the highest stanchion of the medal podium. And she did so with a really hard punching display over Nouchka Fontijn, who deserves immense credit because she took some serious shots during the course of that final.
Fontijn boxed quite well, to be quite honest, but she was just outboxed by a better, faster opponent. And I think pound for pound, she's probably the most powerful girl here, Tash. Would you agree? She's very, very powerful indeed.